can choose any of the way, either 16 months or 24-month duration. No matter whichever be the duration they have chosen, they are eligible for PGWP, they are eligible for spouse accompanying, they are eligible for the spouse with work rights. So I think these are the major concern when you take up Canada right now, which is coming in front of you. Now coming to FDU, I'll say that FDU is not a Canadian university. We are a US university. That's a very important factor right now, which has to be um, shared with every inquiries and every student. I'll recommend the degree they are earning from the Vancouver campus is accredited both in US and Canada. That's a very first and important key USP that you're carrying for FDU. It's accredited both in US and Canada. The degree they're earning from Vancouver campus is valid in Canada as well as in US and globally treated as a US degree. So no matter which country they are migrating to, they plan to go, they have a degree which is globally treated as a US degree. Now, when they plan to provisional PR in Canada or in British Columbia, what is the benefit is like you take any institution in Canada which is coming under DLI list and any program, undergrad or master's program, whatever points they are earning, the same equivalent points is available for our undergrad and postgrad. So that's how we say accredited in US and Canada. Now, the best beneficial person are UG people. Okay, so I understand that the UG market is not so strong in for Canada inquiries, but I'll tell you a trick. If you have inquiries for US, so there are two types of inquiries. One, they already set up their mind. I want to study in US. You ask them reason, there is no reason, but they already set their mind to go for US. The second thing is their parents are already there settled in US. They wanted to take their child for an undergrad over there, but sometimes the child will not fit into the US requirement. So it will be a struggling phase you to send the student to US. The student is not so cooperative because he knows that if study is not happening, there will be other way my dad will be taking me there. It happens, right? Okay. So those students, I believe this is going to be another pathway for the students. So they join our Vancouver campus, they complete at least 2 years. In fact, I'll say they'll complete 2 years at least. Third to fourth year, they have a chance to either go and complete their course, discontinue the course over there, like a credit transfer from one campus to another campus. Only one difference is there. Being an international student, they will have to do the procedure of visa from beginning. But the visa success rate will be higher because the student already completed 50% of the education at the same campus with equivalent credits. So rather than applying directly as a fresh applicant to US, they already have a little more stronger reason to transfer it. Okay. Now, how it is going to be affordable for them? I know that there are, when they prefer for US, they don't think about affordability to an extent, but still you can take this point up. We provide a better scholarship up to 65% to students annually. The first year they're earning the scholarship based on their previous education. That is their 12th education. At least 65 percentage in their 12th core subjects. At least 65 percentage. They have like four core subjects, for example, physics, chemistry, maths, and English core. Altogether, they have 65 percentage and above. Plus, they have a SAT score. So you can see over here, they have 65 percentage in their academics plus SAT score of 1280 and above out of 1600. They're eligible to get 65 percentage scholarship. So instead of 21,000 US dollars, they're paying only 7,350 US dollars. So they're just paying one third of the fees. They can carry forward the scholarship to the next year if they maintain a CGPA at FDU at least 3.0 out of 4. They're carrying forward to second year. And second year, they have a CGPA of 3.0. They're carrying forward to third year and then to fourth year. The same scholarship can also carry forward if they credit transfer from Vancouver to US also. So this is one thing you can, like, if you have undergrad inquiries, you can promote. Now, for those who are like looking for Canada after 12th, earlier it was much more easier because they had a choice of UG diploma. Now it's pretty little bit confusing. Even as a counselor, you also find it a little bit challenging at this moment to give an undergrad diploma because you will have to check on the DLI list. You will have to check on the course, whether that fit into the stay back option PGWP, right? And now another chance is PAL letters. Quite tricky, right? Okay. So when they chose for undergrad diploma, it was two reasons: shorter course period, affordability. Right. So what is the maximum fee structure they can pay for 2 years?
17,000 Canadian dollar for 1 year.
17,000. That comes to like 35 to 40,000 Canadian dollars for two
For the
years.
yes. Yeah.
If I offer you the same thing, 46,000 Canadian dollars for the term period of 4 years, they're earning a proper degree which is accredited in both US and Canada. That is FDU UG. They're paying the fees in 2 years, they have a choice to pay in 4 years. Right?
Yes.
So that's how you can encourage them, that when you compare the points, the provincial points after completing the course, the points they're earning for UG diploma and the points they're earning for a complete UG. That's different. 2 year course, 3 years stay back, 5 years. 4 year course, 3 years stay back, 7 years. 7 years is more than enough to understand our country, their possibilities, what are the career opportunities. 2 year course, third year onwards, they get into professional practice if they plan it accordingly. After completing a 4 year bachelor's, they enter into a proper course specific job because they have utilized the time, they have a proper internship. At the same time, they have an option or a choice to do one of the semester in our US campus or UK campus and come back to Canada to complete the course. So that's their exposure. So this is how you can promote the program. Now I understand that they might be more interested into the technical courses, right? More into the technical courses or easy job getting courses. But what programs we have is more into the arts, business, computer science. And our computer science is the best and most inquired course. For business and arts, we do not require mathematics as one of their subject in 12th. Our BBA is AACSB accredited. So again, we do not ask for Indian students for mathematics because we consider their 10th maths. So that's the reason only for Indian board educated students we do not require mathematics. But for any other country, we require mathematics in their high secondary or preschool or pre-education, whatever they're doing.
Okay, ma'am, in case like if you're considering 10th mathematics for as a requirement, so what will be
Mhm.
the marks requirement in that case? 65 or
Minimum 60 percentage and above.
60%?
Yes, 60 percentage and above in the 10th mathematics. In case if it is going a little bit below, also we have an internal max placement test in which their basic mathematics skills or knowledge will be evaluated. If they are not meeting that minimum requirement, they will be asked to take up with a preparatory course in their term one.
Okay. So
So to
this
an extent,
internal
we ourselves,
mathematics test is like provided by university free of cost, or there's something like a application fees
it
that's
has a minimal cost of 30 US dollars. That's it.
okay. Okay.
Yeah. So the first important course in bachelor's mostly inquired is Bachelor of Science in Information Technology, which is carrying like all in-depth understanding of computer science. It has from coding to designing and networking. So it's a mix of everything. They have more IT core related subjects in computer science. Now, the another inquired program is BA in Hospitality Management because FDU is ranked top 10 in the world for our hospitality programs. So we always maintain the rank in top 10 till 2023. So this is, we are looking forward for undergrad market, and definitely PAL is also a requirement for us, but we don't make it as a confused procedure for agents or students. So once a student has a letter of offer, that is LOO, they do a payment. We immediately, once we receive the payment or it is reflected in the portal, we by ourselves will be processing the PAL letter. The student doesn't have to give any declaration or any additional payment or anything is required. By default, if we receive 8500 US dollars as initial deposit, we'll be processing the PAL letter for the student. So there is no complication on PAL letter. There is no complication of PGWP. There is no complication of high fee structure. But it's only applied to students who are coming to merit category. I hope bachelor requirement is much clear. The rest of the information, I guarantee you can find it more in our website also. The one thing which is not in our website, I was discussing. So any students who are applying for an undergrad, we accept either the student with a predicted score in 12th, or they have 12th certificate, and they have an English proficiency document, either IELTS, TOEFL, or PTE. We accept with any three. But English proficiency is a mandatory document at the time of application. SAT is not mandatory unless until the student wants to apply for 65% scholarship. If the student is having SAT, we will consider for 65% scholarship. If the student is not submitting with the SAT, the student will be by default considering for the 30% scholarship. And SAT can be submitted any time before enrolling or registering to the course. So I repeat, the student do the application with academic and English proficiency, got the offer letter, got with 30% scholarship, applied for the visa, got the visa. Now the next step is register to the course. Before registering the course, the student has a valid SAT score. Upload the SAT score or submit with me. I will be taking it forward. The student will get a revised letter of acceptance with new scholarship. So till then, the student has a time to submit the SAT score for maximum scholarship. Now coming to the IELTS requirement, the direct requirement is 6.5 each band. Overall 6.5, individual 6.5 is a direct requirement. But the minimum requirement is overall 6 with no component less than 5.5. So if the student is coming with 6 and 5.5, we will be evaluating the student's writing skill in English. Not the reading, listening, or speaking. Only the writing will be evaluated. If the student needs an additional support for writing development, student will be asked to take a pathway course along with the first year education. There is no extended time period.
Okay, ma'am, in this pathway program, how many extra subjects a student need to study and what will be the
One
cost?
or two modules of English along with the academic subjects.
Okay, and what will be the additional cost for that?
It's a very minimal cost. The scholarship will be applied over there as well. It will be around 400 to 600 US dollars.
Okay.
It will be added to their annual tuition fees. So I'll just. I'll just show you how you can refer to the requirements. So I believe the screen is visible, so we can also have a look. So you click the campus from here, click on the Vancouver campus. This is how the page look like. Don't take anything from the blue tab because this will direct you to directly to the US website. Okay, so scroll it down. You have a exploring Vancouver campus choice. If you go for undergrad programs, You have Bachelor of Business Administration, BSIT. Then you have BA, and this is one of the specialization in BA with hospitality. Since this is a highly inquired program, it's marked separately, but it comes under the BA only. There is pre-university program, which is like the students who need additional support and uh, English also. They comes under the pre-university program. Now coming to, if I say BBA, you can check on it, English proficiency, scroll down, check on undergrad. Minimum requirement is it's and by 5.5 in IELTS. TOEFL overall 70 with writing 19. Each band will be evaluated. PT again overall 52 is accepted but writing 51. Similarly, if the placement for registration, the student will have to take an EPT test if the student is not meeting with overall 6.5, no band less than 6.5. Or the student is applying with a EPT, I mean TOEFL or a PTE or ITEP, they will also have to take the EPT test. So that's the reason the EPT test requirement is marked as yes. So this is how the academic English preparation levels will be decided. This is foundations for masters. You can refer it later. This is pre-university program. So if the student is scoring anything below or between 11 and 14, the student have to take a one English course additional. FDU placement test will be there. Additional course of two will be there. You can go through it in detail for understanding, but definitely our student doesn't require these details because most of them will fit into the minimum requirement itself. So you can check on the website. Everything is in very detail about the EPT test and also the MPT test as a max placement test for bachelor applicants. So that's about the undergrad requirement. The maximum gap we accept after 12th or previous education for undergrad is 2 years. Students coming from any background can apply to BBA and BA. BSIT, we require max and one science subject. If the student is not interested for any scholarship, we accept from 55% onwards. Now coming to master's requirement, we have seven masters. In fact, I'll say we have Master of Administrative Science, which coming with five specialization: HR, Computer Security, Forensic, Computer Security and Forensic, then Global Technology, Global Leadership, and Global Health. The same thing you can see in the website itself. You have graduate programs. So we have Master of Administrative Science, which is coming with five specialization. Go for graduation requirement. Scroll down, you can see that these are the core subjects all the students have to take. When it comes to specialization, we have computer security, emergency management. This is no longer offered for a new application. We have global health and human service. We have global leadership and administration, global technology administration, HR administration. So these are the five specialization we are offering. So you can take it as five different courses. Students coming from any background is eligible to apply for MAS. Only for Indian students, we are accepting 3-year degree. Students who have done their bachelor's in any 3-year course with under a NAC or UGC approved course. If the university is under NAC approved or UGC approved, the student is eligible to apply for a MAS program. Minimum requirement is if the student is coming from a 3-year bachelor's, minimum requirement is 70% and above. 70. If they are completed any 4-year degree, 61% onwards we accept. Now for MAS, the global health and human service is quite more demanded among the students coming from medicine, nursing, pharmacy, BDS. So these students we accept from 56% onwards. So I'll repeat, if it is a 3-year degree, 70% onwards, 4-year degree, including pharmacy, it has to be 56%, sorry, 61% and above. And anyone from medicine, BDS, and nursing, 56% onwards. For all the three categories, the backlog accepted is maximum up to 6. At certain point, we accept up to 10 also, but not more than 10 at any point of time. There is no particular age limit or like gap years for master students. We accept it in anyone who's like coming with the proper academic requirement. If they have a long academic gap, also make sure that they have a proper justification on it. Yes. Then comes the hospitality management program, applicable the same requirements. We accept 3-year for Indian degree, 4-year also, and there is no one interested to apply from medicine background, so there is nothing to discuss on that. Even though like we accept students from any background over here, but there is one requirement. If they do not have an academic background from hospitality, we need experience. Minimum 3 years. Either 3 year of experience or proper academic background of hospitality management, like the hotel management kind of. So that's a prerequisite for hospitality management. Now comes with our flagship program of Master of Science in Applied Computer Science. So that's the one and only program which is directly coming under the BCPNP. Successful completion of MSAC's program at FDU and have a job offer letter valid for another 1 year, they're eligible to apply directly for the PR. That is BCPNP.
Can you please repeat? I missed.
So I'm repeating. So if they successfully complete the course, within the 3 year of postgraduate work permit time, they have a valid job offer letter, which is valid for another 1 more year. They can directly apply for a PR in BC. So that is BCPNP. This requirement is applicable to all the programs in every other institution which is coming under the PNP. So that's the reason like this is called as one of the flagship program. We require students from academically computer background. Program remains the same requirement 61 percentage, backlog maximum up to 6. But if they have a proper academic percentage, we can consider a backlog up to 10. Age gap or academic gap, everything remains the same. Now coming to the IELTS requirement, as I told you, so now so you can see on the website, as I told you, like direct requirement is overall 6.5 with no component less than 6.5 in IELTS. So they do not have to take up with the English placement test. If somebody coming with anything below that, they have to take a EPT test. But if their score is all band sits, individually all band sits, overall sits, they do not have to take an EPT test, but they will be directly entering into the pre-masters entry. And pre-masters entry is only available for Master of Administrative Science and MSACs. Applied Computer Science and Administrative Science are the two programs which have a pre-masters entry point. Hospitality Management, the minimum requirement is 6.5 and 6.
मैम वो
Now
प्री
coming to,
मास्टर्स के 2 प्रोग्राम्स बोले थे, एक बार वापस रिपीट कर दीजिए ना.
sorry?
You said like 2 programs like can get a entry in a pre-master. So could you please just repeat that 2
Yes.
programs?
So the pre-masters entry is based on their IELTS score. If they are scoring 6 overall with no band less than 6, each band 6, they enter into the pre-masters program.
Okay.
This is only applied to MAS and MSACs, Master of Administrative Science, Master of Science in Applied Computer Science.
Noted.
It's not applicable to hospitality. The same pre-masters is directly offered to students coming with TOEFL overall 70 with writing at least 21. PT is also considered overall 52 with writing 62. So they can apply to the program, they get the offer letter, but the offer letter remains the same. It's a master's entry, but they will have to take additional 2 courses of English in their term 1, keeping their course duration as 2 years same. Their class start and class end will be the same as the direct entry students. So you can just look downwards like how many courses they are registering when they are going for a pre-master's program. Now come to the FAR entry, that is Foundation Academic Research entry, which is only applied to administrative science program, where the student is having an IELTS of overall 6.5 with no band less than 6, or they have a TOEFL score of overall 88, and they have a writing 21, 18, 12, and 13. Other remaining same, but overall they have 88. In that case, they will be recommended to take a EPT test. If they are scoring anything above 18 in EPT test, they will be exempted from pre-master's program or a English course additional. If it is below 11 or between 11 and 14, they will have to take additional 1 course. If it is below 11, they will have to take additional 2 courses. So that's the difference of Foundation Academic Research, and this is only applied to Master of Administrative Science students. MSAT students, either they will go for the direct or pre-master's entry. Now the next question will be coming into your mind is what is the change in fee structure? Right? Okay. So again, you can just click on, okay. So this is the undergrad fee structure without applying scholarship. I'm just skipping that. Okay, so this is graduate fee structure. You can see that tuition fees alone is coming to 32,400 US dollars for international students. Unfortunately, right now we do not have any running scholarship for international students for masters. Only for undergrad we have scholarship. So the fees is coming to 32,400 US dollars. But when the student is entering for pre-masters or okay, so scrolling downward, you will find these tabs. You can have a look. So scrolling downwards, you will find these tabs which says direct entry, pre-masters entry, far entry international. If it is pre-masters entry, click on that. You will get the detailed semester-wise fee structure. It is coming a total of 36,120, including all the other fee structures. You can see that pre-masters entry, they are charging with an additional 2,161 US dollars. But this is already included in their 1 year fees. So there is no additional payment they are doing on it. This is an approximate of living cost. So you can ignore that. Same thing if you go back for far entry, it is coming to 35,039 US dollars. They will be having only one course, 1,080 added. There is no 2 course of English, there is only 1 course of English. Now coming to the direct entry students, it's the same 35,090 because foundation search is mandatory for students. So there is no much change of direct entry or far entry. The fees remains the same. The first year fees, whatever they have already paid to get the LOA, that remains the same. So if this EPT test will only take place once they have a successful visa. So it's not an admission decision making test. It's not. It's only to review their English proficiency or understand their English, where they stand, and what is the additional support they require. Since there is a pathway provider in between, that's the reason there is a cost involved. But first year fees, it is 19,440 US dollars. They paid it in upfront to get the visa. So the fees is like balanced. First year, whatever fees they have paid, it is including their English course as well. Second year, the remaining fees, whatever it is, they will have to pay. Clear. So if you have any students asking for details, Each course has different fee structure, but direct entry and far entry, there is no much change. The pre-masters, there will be a change of 2080 US dollars. That's it. 2096. So this is the quick important points on FDU. Did I miss anything? You have any other particular questions? Anything related to? So right now, do you have any applicants already submitted application in anyone at FDU? No. So the one thing which I am practicing, unlike other institution, if I'm not sure if someone else is practicing the same or not. From the offer onwards, the student will be having a direct point of contact with me.
Oh, great. That would really help.
Yes, it is really helping right now because the students are having many questions and queries regarding the EPT test because this is not practiced by every other Canadian institution. So they have lots of queries. They will be like frying your brains like anything on many questions where you will not be able to focus on a new inquiry. So I'm just letting you free once a student has an offer letter. If the student has done with the payment, they have a common WhatsApp group where the students will be interacting with the other students. And whenever I am traveling near to the intake, I'm traveling to any other cities, I'll be meeting the students in that city, like no matter whatever agent they are belonging. We do not have an agent change policy. So your students will not be taken by any other agent. Also, other agent students will not be able to come to you. Also. So we don't have an agent change policy. So yes, so don't worry. Once you start taking up the inquiries, you put up the applications. I'll be able to support you from every other steps and stages, and I'll be sharing my contact information as well, so that you can reach me on the pre-assessment or profile assessments. If you want my support, and initially, just let me know. But please help me with one thing: do not share me with the documents. Just review the documents. Let me know that this is the student score, and this is where I find it challenging to conclude that whether the student fit into the course or not. Just let me know your concern. I'll be able to exactly answer on the question what you are asking. I'll be sharing my contact number as well. So, yep. So this is my contact number and this is my email ID. How come the caps is getting on? Yeah. So this is my contact and email ID. You can reach me anytime. And I'm just offering you an additional first three application free because we have an application fee of 100 US dollars. So your first three applications will be free. We have three intakes annually: Jan, September, and May intake. Right now, the May intake is open till December 31st. And parallelly, our September intake is also open. It will be closed by April 30th, 2025. So we can focus on that. And we do not have a May intake for our hospitality masters. Apart from that, all other programs are available for all the three intakes. Bring some. Jan intake is already closed. We always have an early deadline to support the student to complete with their visa process on time. So we are not sure how long the SDS will be closed. So considering that, I believe our early deadline will always be helpful so that the student can come up with a decision at the earliest possible. Yeah, so that's it from my end. We'll be having a regular webinar series on course specific and general for South Asia market in the coming days. So I'll be sending the circular to register for the event or the webinars. In case if you're personally not available to join for the webinar also, you can do one thing. Just register for it so that you will be getting the recordings.
You
So
have a like a campus in UK as well.
yes, we do have an open campus in UK.
Okay, so can we send application for that also in the same contract?
Uh, no. So our contract is different for all the three campuses
Okay,
because the requirements and the courses are different for all the three campuses. I am only responsible for the Vancouver campus. So I
okay,
believe he's only having the contract for our Vancouver campus. I need to cross check if you have the contract for the other two campuses also.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, ma'am.
Yes, so you can do the application through our website itself. Just make sure that when there is two questions asked like, is there an agent involved in the application? Make sure that you enter your agency name, and it's a very case sensitive because in future it will be making a complication on the commission structure. So it's always recommended to use the same font. That's okay. And there is second question, how do you heard about FDU? So we recommend to go with again with the agency name over there, so that in case you miss the first step, the second test step will be intimating that okay, there is an agent involved in between. Till you get the agent portal, you can do the university website application. Once you have a agent portal, you can pull the application through agent portal itself. Yep. So I think I have covered almost every important aspect. To know more about our student services, career services, we will be circulating more informations on that so that you can keep in touch. Most of the students are able to get into proper career with our support of the career system. They're very active. Every week they will be organizing one or the other activities for the student, from developing their resume to prepare till the interviews. And we have a very close networks of organizations where we support the student to get from internship to full-time job. So I don't guarantee on 100% employability because it depends upon students also. 80% is we support. 20% has to be the effort from the student. So we do not guarantee on 100% employability, but they will get 100% support from the student services. What all we have, like we have international support team, we have career counseling team, career support team, then we have academic support team who will be supporting the students like the initial days, how they don't know how to cope up with academics because it's entirely different from their education which they have previously completed. So they need academic advisors. So they will be having an academic support as well in the course. So based on these, we will be discussing more in the training sessions. So this is just for a quick understanding that how you can counsel the student for FTU. So is there any other questions for any other team members?
I have two profiles I want to
Please.
ask about.
Yes.
So the student has done BE in biomedical in 2020.
Okay.
She has 6.8 CGPA, 4 backlogs, and she has like continued work experience
From
since
2020 to 2024, right?
yes,
Okay. The profile looks eligible. And this
overall
is a
64 and each 60
this is
above.
PTE score, right?
Yes.
So that's what I told you. Like always compare with the scores. Yeah. 60, 60, 60, 60. Writing also 60.
74. Okay.
Yep. So always check on the writing. So if it is a pre-master's entry, it has to be 62 at least.
It has to be 60.
Minimum 62 in writing in PT we can accept. If the student is willing to go for a reattempt, we can consider this. Okay, so if the student is ready for a preparation and do a test in like in the next 2 weeks and can get a result very quickly, I think the online based home edition is having a very quick result in 5 days, right? You can submit with the score to application, and once you have the score of new IELTS, you send it to me. I'll correct it in the portal. So if you want to immediately go for the application, get the confirmation from the student that she is ready for
Mhm.
PTE reattempt.
Noted.
Okay, so this is one case we have answer. Student is planning for global health, if I'm not wrong, right?
Yes, both of them.
Okay. Then
BSc nursing.
nursing 7.3, except that's it. Excellent. Is it backlog history?
She doesn't have any background.
And there is IELTS.
Overall 6 with 155.
No. Ask her to try for either TOEFL or PT. That's what I told you. Each band sits.
Each grade 6.
That's the minimum requirement. 5.5, we do not have any choice for the student
Okay.
because we don't have academic preparatory course. We only have English preparatory course.
Noted.
Is the Zoom session going on or it's done?
It's done.
It's
She
done.
had two profiles, so we were discussing on that.
Are we able to apply for any one of them?
Yes, sir. One of the students.
Yeah, we should apply today.
And I have one profile, and she is eligible.
So we should apply.
So
we
I
should
was
do
offering,
two applications
I was
today.
offering 3 applications. They already used up 2.
So ma'am, it's
One
five
more
now.
left.
5 now. 5. Make it 5. ये तो नहीं count होएगा हाँ ये you should negotiate with madam हाँ You should
Shall I
say-
accept it? No more negotiations. 5 is accepted.
Okay, 5 plus
But
2,
for
7.
only for May intake.
5 plus 2, 7. Right?
No. 5 is the last, and that's for the May intake. And if you succeeded in all the 5 conversion, I'm offering you 10 for September intake. Otherwise, the application fees is $100.
मैडम अभी कुछ application नहीं दे रहे हैं हम नहीं देने वाले
May intake, you have 5 application waivers. Make sure you utilize it. Convert all the 5, you get 10.
Perfect, great. So let's apply for those who are interested and let's get them an offer.
Yes.
So utilize your power at the right place.
My student is September 2025.
Apply with $100. Otherwise, you won't be able to achieve the 5 conversions.
Okay.
So that's it. So thank you so much. Is there any other profile to discuss?
Is there any more profile? I think they're not there. Any more profiles, Ruxana ma'am? Anyone?
No, sir.
No.
Okay. So I think we can conclude with the online.
Thank you. Take care, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Shall I end this?
Yes.
Yes.